My dear friends, welcome back to Be Spice. This is Bala with you. In this session, we'll focus on the on-off valve accessories design. So basically, we are going to focus on this area. So in this area, in the sensor, we'll focus on valve positioner, and of course, we'll talk about the positioner diagnostic features and also the air filter regulator, solenoid valve, limit switches, hand wheel requirement, volume tank, very, very important. In fact, a lot of discussions happened today actually on this aspect in my project. So I want to give you some, important, what do you call, information regarding the volume tank actually. That is also, in fact, that motivated me to, bring up this accessories design. Earlier, it was not in my plan actually, but let us give. That's why I am uploading this. Okay, no worries. In addition to that, there is also a few more requirements like fire retardant box, air tubing, nameplates. All these we are going to discuss, friends. All accessories we are going to discuss. The focus is more on this area. Okay, so if you are a first time viewer, of course, 201 videos we already uploaded in our BSpace channel, all actually related to detail engineering, instrumentation and control detail engineering, friends. So this is the video number 202. Okay. So yeah, before this, in fact, in the actuator, on-off valve series, we have uploaded a video on valve design and actuator types, then the parameters that affect actuator selection and tag calculation, actuator sizing, all those we have uploaded. You can watch and get benefited. I have given all this in one playlist. Okay. Now the topic is on the accessory design. Okay. So before going into the subject, once again, thanks a lot for all your support, friends. Keep supporting and keep watching. Your support is my strength. Okay. Our strength. Okay. Let us learn together. Okay. To make it big. That is the intent. Okay. So yeah, let us focus on the general aspect. Friends, all electrical devices, electronic instrumentation selection shall conform to the hazardous area classification. Of course, we know this, right? So valve accessories such as, air filter regulator, limit switches, positioners, solenoid valve, booster relays, quick exhaust, air tubing, all should be totally mounted on the on-off valve by the valve manufacturer, right? Unless specifically noted as a remote mounting required on individual, instrumentation specification sheet. So this we all know. So accessory shall be mounted on a stainless plate, steel plate as per manufacturer. And insect and sand protection shall be provided for all openings. If any opening is there, we need to ensure that this one, insect prevention, protection and sand protection. So this is for general actually. Now we'll focus into the main aspects. So one is the valve positioner. So this is the field view. Yeah, this one, Fisher. Okay. This one I just want to touch upon a bit on the SIS, friends. In order to reduce the valve stuck open problem with the SIS valve, partial stroke testing have been developed. You know that, right? So in fact, we uploaded a video on this partial stroke testing. See, for example, valve is closed for a long time, right? So how do we know this valve is, working? So in order to, do this, we do a partial stroke test. So partial stroke test in the sense, the valve moved to an intermediate position. How much? A minimum of 10 to 15%, meaning 100% minus 90 to 85% open is considered sufficient to verify the successful operation. So maximum we can go up to 20% opening because, otherwise more than that, it will influence the process, right? So we are just checking the valve functionality. That's it. So for all on-off valve operated from SIS system, intelligent safety controller with FF communication shall be applied to be able to perform partial stroke testing to verify the functioning of the valve. Okay. Of course, I use FF communication, so that is why I put it. But if it is a hard, you can put the hard compatible. Okay. So that's up to your project requirement. And another point, these controllers shall have a certificate of conformance to EXI and IP65. Of course, it was driven towards this hazardous area and protection class, all this, and IP65 as a minimum in line with IEC 60529. So this is some of the notes actually. And additionally, friends, the signal cable entry, for the if it is FF, yeah, and separate SIS signal. So that size is M20 as usual. That is in line with ANSI B1.2 to 20.1. And pneumatic connection, this all these, tubing, all this, go with quarter inch unless your stroking time demands bigger sizes. Okay. And also cable shall be taken to properly select a positioner for the air consumption required to operate the assembly. I think this is something wrong actually. One moment, friends. Just a moment. I think it is a typo error, I believe. One moment. I just check. Yes. Yeah. So we are talking about the positioner, right? Yes. Uh, Yes, care actually. Yeah, sorry. This is care actually. Sorry. Care shall be taken to properly select a positioner for the air consumption required to operate the valve assembly. Okay, that's sorry for that. Online testing shall be applied so that no interference with the basic safety integrity of the SIS will happen. So that is the very, very important aspect, friends. We should always ask for this when we prepare the design specification or design requirement for this accessories. When we do online testing, that should not trigger the safety integrity of the SIS function. If anything happens, then the plant will come to a standstill, right? So that is also we need to ensure, because in my case, in my own the previous plant, actually it happened when they tried to do the online testing. So it actually triggers the safety function, and it causes upset. That is why we need to be very careful. Okay. Then after that, we have done a lot of research, and finally, we identify. That's a different story. Just want to inform you. So the positioner shall be wired and powered from the SIS for the ultimate control. The positioner shall be wired and powered from the SIS for ultimate control of safety shutdown function. So this I am talking about actually valve positioner in terms of emergency shutdown valves. Okay. So another point, we know this, but just want to inform you as a recap. The positioner shall be normally energized, friends, and de-energized to trip the valve in line with the normal SIS philosophy, right? Normally it will be energized. So de-energized to trip. That just remember it. Okay. Then few more to add on actually. Failure of any feedback components or software or even a heart also related to partial stroke testing shall not have any impact on the reliability and availability of the functioning of the SIS demand. This is what I explained earlier. Yeah. For all on-off valves operated other than the SIS system, basically the normal valves operation, right? So for normally closed and air fail open valves shall have a traditional hookup. So traditional hookup in the sense you have this air filter regulator, and you have the solenoid valve without or with booster relay, quick exhaust, and of course the limit switches, all these friends. So it's a typical, wiring arrangement. I mean the arrangement. Okay. And commissioning activity shall include vendors of the valve components. If it is a positioner, then invite the positioner vendor. Then valve vendor also you need to invite. That is a good practice actually, because if there is any complexity during the commissioning, so better to enforce that. So that is about the valve positioner. Now we'll focus on the positioner diagnostic, friends. Very important. You know, uh, this actually positional diagnostics and control function shall be interoperable with DCS. Okay, right? So it shall be of FDT, DTM, what do you call compatibility. So DTM means is a device type manager. Okay, basically it's a core component of FDT solution, and providing a standard software interface for accessing the advanced features of the FF devices. Here I'm talking about the FF, friends. Okay. So yeah, that's the point actually. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah. What else? I think it's good actually, right? We will go into that. Yeah. Then yeah, interoperability shall be achieved using plant asset management system. Yeah, of course, every vendor have their own asset management system. For example, Yokogawa, they have, PRM. PRM means what do you call the plant resource manager. Likewise, every vendor have their own, asset management system. And valve management, asset management software package shall be provided with full diagnostic feature. That one also we should ensure. Here, everywhere I'm talking about FF, but yeah, this is applicable for FF. If it is hot, yeah, of course it's hot. Okay, I just put FF because the one which I used is FF. And this software package provided with a dedicated plugin for AMS. This is what I told. AMS, Asset Management Software. Yeah. Or DTM. DPM is Device Type Technology, right, friends? Okay. Sorry, Device Type Manager. Yeah. I think this is also typo error. I think this is FDT. FDT in the sense Field Device Technology. Okay. Right. All configuration including the required parameters, diagnostic data from each valve, actuator positioner assembly is required to benefit the full diagnostic requirements. All this actually should actually have this. All diagnostic requirements should be available. So this is about the positioner diagnostics and few more to add on. When we talk about the asset management software, it also includes the valve historical data when it's generated during the factory test. We call it as a birth certificate, right? All these actually, to be provided. We should ask for it because during the, what do you call, in the factory testing, they have done a lot of tests, right? So all those should be available actually. So that's why we need to get the birth certificate, right? This certificate to be delivered a part of the vendor manual as well as in electronic format, and we have to load into the asset management system. So that is the requirement. So we have to ensure that all parameters and diagnostic will be available for viewing usage in EAMS. Okay. So what are all those actually? 100% travels while signature, partial stroke testing feature, analysis of friction rates with minimum and maximum average, as well as expected friction rate and spring bench set, actual seat load, theoretical seat load, inlet and outlet pressure, device temperature, electronic failure, all this data should be available, friends. That is the point. So this is about the positioner. Okay. We talked about the valve positioner features and we also talked about the diagnostic features which we need to enforce or we need to adopt while preparing the design document. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So now we'll go to the air filter regulator. This right? This is a very typical air filter regulator. So it shall be provided for each positioner with an integral input and output gauge, right? Input and output gauge, the other side. Okay. So where the positioner is provided with a pressure gauge to indicate the setting of the pressure of the air filter regulator. For example, this is my input. Okay. I set the, positioner, right? Yeah. Pressure of the air filter regulator. The pressure gauge on the air filter regulator may be omitted. That is the point. Okay, right. So the supply air connection size shall be half inch MPT female thread as per ANSI B 1.20.1 unless a fast stroking speed and large connection size is required, which we already discussed, right? Yes. So the adjustment and screw nut drain valve material shall be made of stainless steel. That is also we need to ensure. The filter element, in the air filter regulator, that shall be 5 microns. That also we need to watch out for, friends. Okay. This is about the air filter regulator. Then we'll talk about the solenoid valve. See, this is the one. You can see here. So the solenoid valve shall have a certificate of conformance to EXI and IP65 as a minimum. Power supply shall be 24 volt DC and low power consumption type coil shall be selected. Solenoid cable entry shall be M20, okay, as per this ANSI B 1.20.1 and brass body material, So a filter or silencer shall be provided for the exhaust port to avoid the sound actually. So this is about the solenoid valve. Then we talk about the limit switches, friends. This is the typical limit switch and you can see the indication, right? Open, close. So limit switch shall be proximity type EXI, M20 1.5 female thread cable entry. Yeah, as per NCB 1.20.1 and provided with the terminal of EXE certificate, and IP65 as a minimum. Here, okay. So that is the point limit switch. Sorry. In case open close detection is required in DCS, a positioner is mounted on a valve and then this will be provided via, FF protocol. If it is in case you want this in DCS, detection indication. Yeah. And if open close detection is required in SIS as part of the logic function, then this limit switches should be hardwired to the SIS. This is also important actually. If open close detection is required in SIS as part of the logic, then this should be wired to the SISM. Okay, yeah. And if proximity switches are installed to detect a partially open valve, see, if it is full close, full open, it will detect them. But if you want to, detect a partially open valve position, the vane shall be shaped such that the distinction can be made whether or not the partial open position has been reached or passed. So this is a little bit tricky. See, basically, we we check the open and close, right? How to check the partial open? So if you want to have a partial open, okay, so the vein, that should be shaped so that the distinction can be made between whether or not partial open position reached or not. So basically in the context of, on-off limit switcher, valve limit switcher, the word is typically refers to a movable or component friends within the switcher, okay. So what it does, it detects the position of the valve, okay. You take a case of a mechanical switcher. These are commonly used in valve positioning system. They have a vane, or maybe we can call it as actuator arm or lever, that moves when the valve reaches a specific position. When the vane makes a physical contact, it triggers an electrical signal, either opening or closing the circuit. Okay. So basically, yeah. In our case, we are talking about proximity, right? Yes, here, right? We are talking about proximity. So, proximity, instead of a physical vane, they use an electromagnetic field to detect the presence of an object. Okay, we call it as a metal valve stem. Okay, yeah, detect the presence of object. In our case, valve stem, right? Yes. So when an object is detected, the switch activates or deactivates the valve. That is the point. Okay. So it's ideal for the precise control over position. So I'm not sure whether you understand. So basically, this is for detecting the partially open condition, friends, the vane assembly. We have to tell the vendor. Okay, that's a point. And maybe to add on further, for example, you take a case, if 80% open position is detected, this guy, open position 80% is detected. A logic 0 might represent the valve opening between 0 to 80%. Agreed? Right. 80% open position, logic 0 might represent a valve opening from 0 to 80%. And a logic 1, not just a valve opening at 80%, but any valve position of 80 and above. That is the point. Okay, you got it? For example, if a 80% open position, you want to detect, valve is open 80%, right? So you want to detect that. So here a logic 0 might represent the valve opening between 0 to 80%, right, friends? And a logic 1, it not just a valve opening at 80%, but any position of the valve from 80% to above, it will detect. So that is how we need to, develop this. Come out with this design, partially open valve. Okay. I hope it is clear. Okay, then we'll talk about the handwheel limit stopper. Okay, handwheel shall beside mount type actually. Handwheel shall be side mount type. Sorry, not beside. Be side mount type, and yeah, like this actually. And only be provided when indicated on the PNID. Of course, that one we can discuss with our our process colleagues. Top mount type is not acceptable. Preferable this side actually. Handwheel shall not be used for limit stop purpose. That is also another. We should not use for limit stop. The limit stop shall be of mechanical type and provided with double lock nuts. Again, so much of a typo error, sorry. Lock nuts actually. Yeah. So this is about this. And when limit stop is applied, the limit stop percentage shall be indicated on the valve nameplate. You have to have this. What stop? 80%. So like that, you need to have that information in the nameplate. So that is a point here. Okay. And SIS operator shall not have a hand wheel. That is very important, friends. For SIS safety, you don't have to have this. Okay. Just remember that. Then coming to the climax, this is a volume tank, which I highlighted earlier, right? Yeah. See, basically, this is a look and feel of the volume tank, friends. A stainless steel volume tank for normally closed depressurizing valve or pneumatic double acting piston actuator shall be provided to drive the valve to a safe position in the event of a air failure, right? So this we all know. The point here is how much capacity. That is the point. See, some vendors, they say 2 minutes. I mean, not vendors, contractors maybe can say 2 minutes. Say, what is the basis, man? Yeah, come on. So we need to come out. So the tank capacity shall be designed for minimum 3 full stroke, friends. So that is the point. That is the point we need to note. Minimum 3 full stroke. Okay. Here I am talking about one stroke. 1 stroke means open to close or reverse for a spring actuator, single acting. Okay. And 2 stroke, open to close and reverse for a double acting piston operated as a 4 bar. Okay. So like this, single spring actuator, you have to have a 3 stroke like this. Then for the double, you need to have a 3 strokes like this. So that is the point. You got it, friends? Yeah. And the design pressure shall be with the pressure vessel code of ASME section 8. Okay. So the volume tank shall be provided with a drain valve, check valve, pressure gauge, transmitter, safety relief, anchor bolt as necessary. That's it, friends. Very simple, right? So applicable on-off valve tag number shall be printed on the volume tank. So this volume tank is for which valve? Yeah, it's a combination of 2 valves, a single valve. Yeah, that's all things we have to have in the nameplate. Okay. Actuator sizing shall be based on the 4 bar G minimum air pressure to have a sufficient pressure available to actuate the valve. So these are the requirements for the volume tank. Okay. Now comes another important fire retardant box. So this valve is completely covered with the fire retardant box. In case an on-off valve including accessories are mounted inside a fire risk area, the valve operation during the start of the fire is required. During the valve operation during the start of the fire is required. Suitable protection of the valve and its accessories can be obtained by appliance of fire retardant box. I'm not sure whether you follow, friend. In case an on-off valve, including the accessories, are mounted inside the fire risk area. Valve operation during the start of the fire. So we need to, the fire already started, right? So you need to, operate this valve, right? So what we have to do? In that case, we have to do the protection of the valve, and accessories can be obtained by this fire retardant box. Okay. Right. Fire retardant box to be designed to protect the valve assembly for 30 minutes, friends. Again, the fire radiation temperature of 900 degrees centigrade in accordance with the, what is this? Maybe I need to check again. Sorry for that. One moment, friends. Yeah, we are talking about, yes. Yeah, BS actually. Again, some typo error. Sorry. BS ISO 10497 and UL 1709 section 6. So it has to be, protected for 30 minutes, friends. 30 minutes. Okay. And box shall be designed such that the valve, actuator, cable, accessories are protected. Also accessible for removing the front side cover. Box shall be designed such that valve, actuator, cable, accessories are protected and should be accessible for removing the front side cover. Okay. So that's about the fire retardant box. Then we have this typical air tubing and fitting actually. See, basically we have to go with stainless steel tubing, double ferrule compression fitting. 3/8 is okay. Shall be used for connecting the accessories of the valve unless larger sizes are required. In fact, I told earlier for 1/4, but yeah, 3/8 also can actually. Yeah, that's it. And nameplate, of course, stainless steel shall be provided for each valve. Indicating the manufacturer name, model number, serial number, major specifications such as valve size, actuator type, body, trim, all this should be there, friends. So, yeah, additional nameplate shall be provided to each valve and accessories. Like, for example, solenoid valve, limit switches are there, you can add on actually. So, that's all, friends. So yeah, hope you had a very good insights on this. Basically, what on actuator, the accessories, valve positioner, diagnostic features, and solenoid valve, limit switches, hand wheel, fire retardant box, all these. Okay, friends. Thanks a lot, and yeah, keep supporting friends. Your support is very important. See you. Take care. Bye bye.